Tosh coming? Are those plugged in? Plug them in?
Yeah, they. Tosh have headphones?
I don't know.
That's one. So headphones are missing.
I got my own, so
Me too.
Yeah, headphones are missing.
yeah, this is
1, 2, 3, 4.
Are there any over there?
I just grabbed the ones that I saw, but somebody can use these. I got my own. You want these?
No.
Who took the other AKGs though?
We get hype. We get hype.
Rock.
I'm back snapping on all mad and they all jacking. Dust told me throw some more punches, fuck it, I'm Ricky Hatton. Coach Schiller, young Hillary. Arguably the illest with the worst in the vicinity. Get with me, I be round the movers and the shakers. Move birds with magic like the Celtics versus the Lakers. Haters in my rear view closer than they appear.
So Porsche was the one who told me about the DMX challenge.
Word.
If you saw that, yeah.
Yo, did you see Michael Black's thing?
I've seen a couple of them.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
I woke up this morning to
I was
them.
crying. I almost like choked. I was like, this dude.
What do you mean? What is it?
No, Michael Blackson did the DMX challenge. You know that song with these bitches?
Yeah.
So when he started naming the females, like they got a challenge of a girl. It's like it's her, but she's like
It's
putting
really-
up so many different images for the
it's
name
really
that
silly.
he's saying. Michael Blackson did one. When I tell you I was crying tears, yo, I'm gonna pull it up before we leave. I want you to see it.
Yeah.
Had me crying.
Kitty talk like Sarah from Sabrina. Let's jam the system, we can make the money
Tosh
cleaner. You don't need auto repair from the terror. I rip you from ear to ear.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, it's not good. Listen to this.
It's cutting out.
The instrumental was stereo for real. And I just left the dealer. I'm plotting on that coupe, but the Wrangler show the fit much clearer. I'm dabbing from the project. Trucks and pistols on my back. Step, I'm overcharging niggas.
What am I looking for?
Where is it at? Because I put the Wi-Fi.
Have your niggas in fitted suits. Have your homeboy direct the casket to me. Stills kitchen, I got the juice. And I'm holding the glass. I'm trying to get locked down. Hit him with a shot from the revolver. Shit, I'm always writing guns like Tara.
She asked Trump to find the will too. I just found that part.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
When it's time, you want to stand up or you want to, which one do you want to do when it's time? Sit down or sit down and talk?
What's better for the shot?
No, it doesn't matter. It's a little comfortable with you.
Yeah, I can see.
You want to sit? All right, so when it's time, I'm going to let you know so you just come up. Just bring the whole seat up.
Who's on my team would work for or compromise our integrity, close our eyes, turn our back, or represent anyone.
I don't know. I mean, I found something.
That's Porsche from Queens, Far Rockaway. Yeah.
Right? He's supposed to be like the Jay-Z of Far Rockaway.
Okay, one second.
If you're watching Jay-Z of Rockaway, that's a big endorsement from
That
that.
is. That's what I've been hearing. I mean, I have to agree because you got the sound, you know, you got the flavor.
So we're going to come one more time again. DJ Destiny on the ones and twos. We're here in the building. We're back. We Get Hype Show. Each and every Sunday, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. We got Deme D in the building. We're going to be interviewing him at 3 p.m. So get ready for that. Come on. Ozzy is here. DJ Destiny, Dan, Taj. We vibes it up right now. Look out for Showtime and Friends. IQ's gonna be in this building real soon. October 26th is gonna be going down. Come on. IQ, let them know. Nope. Wow. I see the look on his face.
I ain't even see it, man.
Whoa, here I go. About to make 1 million albums, getting sold. Yeah, cause our time is now. We're about to shine right now.
My time is here.
Showtime is here. Started from the bottom, really knew about them trenches. Dressed in all black on my stick like them witches. A real goat, get a flow, spit a no chitter. I say it in real life, you tweeting on Twitter. Mine on militant, whip outside, that's mine, yours probably rented it. I be really getting it. Once I start, no stop, I ain't never quitting it. Looking at the game, thinking how I'm gonna fit in it. Fresh construct, soda up, mimosa brunch. Blessings up, never luck, now what's for lunch? Showtime, baby, showtime. Have faith, sometimes it be a slow grind. Showtime, baby, showtime. Have faith, sometimes it be a slow grind. I felt so much, I know they can't get rid of me. Excellence is not an action, it's an identity. For real, man, like, I told you, man, every time we get together, this how it's gonna be. It's not, yo,
Top dog, House of Representatives. Shout out to Mighty Thor, Money Man. Stopping and swerve, swerve, swerve. No doubt, I'ma swerve on, I'ma swerve on, I'ma swerve on. Yo, the storm back. So tell me what's the word, kid? I'm back in the streets, yeah, on my swerve mix. I'm rolling low than 1 and 7 is your verdict. Murder was the case that they gave me, I'm still swerving. In the same V, I bang stone, yes, I remain G. No prison cells can even contain me. My name lasts, but damn, I'm not the same beast. All these artists whack, all I hear is bad raps and strange beats. How they about to get the word on them when I pump fake? Then I start to really swerve on them, move around. Like your man got a bird on them, walk around. Like he got the sour smelling herb on him, OT. Like your homie got the work on the swerve. Stopping and swerve. See me on the block, then I stop and then swerve. Homie look like he be popping them birds. No doubt, I'ma swerve on him. I'ma swerve on him. Homie walk around like he got a damn bird on him. Swerve. Stopping and swerve. Swerve.
Stopping and swerve.
I'm back. Swerving in the fast lane. I got the industry calling out my last name. My flow like Percocet, the way it suppress pain. You know I'm the best, man. When I swing the hammer, I keep the best aim. BPS, damn, I let my set bang. Dropping this fire music, how I express pain. And don't be mad at me. Why? Cause I'm the next king. Slash fired in a jet plane. One shot on my gun, I'll make your set change. Black. The house is the label, top dog is the game. We the next ones up to get the record played. All I need is 10 verse to help my family to get away. Here to bring the Bronx back, just to put the record straight. Swerve. Stopping and swerve. See me on the block, then I stop and then swerve. Homie look like.
Shout out to Lazarus, gonna be definitely coming in real soon. Swerve. Swerve. Come on.
Stop and then swerve.
From the East Coast to the West Coast,
City to city, coast to coast.
this DJ's got the game on lock. DJ Destiny.
That was good.
Fives, tens, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight. Then you cop the rollie with the big face. Royalties hold up plastic, if you won't die by it, then we gon' get them. Thumbing through all of this cash, when I struggle to get in her denim. What's new? To these old, just new. I know you Hit a new flick, now my crew lit. Made a cool dog and then blue six. They all talk about how they go through issues. Issue done. Send shots, I'ma send shooters spitting like Big Pop. Play dumb like that smart, but my is here with return. Left me and thought I was finished, but I'm just getting started. Counting these 5s, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight, then you cop the rollie with the big face. I'm talking 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight, then you cop the rollie with the big face. I'm talking 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight, flash your rich, then I'll woke up in your face. Blue, shitty, popping pills like a Huxtable. 2 clips, go out 32 if you wanna shoot. Mopping the came with the ruler, couple shots got against like smoother. Keep the box all over the medulla. Main joint by my side, shit cooler. They know the difference. Yeah, this again, handle my business, getting this chicken, off these dishes. I'm talking plates, most of your dogs and steaks. Cooking up with no sous chef, it's slow form, let them hate. Counting these 5s, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight, then you cop the rollie with the big face. I'm talking 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. Thumbing through this paper, don't get mad, get you some money. First you make sure that your kid's straight.
Been barely able to hear anything about Hong Kong. It's all been your boy.
It's all been what?
It's all been your boy.
Oh, yeah. He's working, baby.
Oh my God! Apparently he's the self-proclaimed king of Israel.
He's getting the country.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Still Leon. Come on. Come on. Come and get DJ Destiny. One more time. One more time. One more time. Shout out to everybody that's tuned into the We Get Hype show. We here in the building. Still Leon did his thing at SOBs. It was crazy. The whole We Get Hype family was there.
Yes.
Come on. We partying up right now. DJ Destiny on the 1s and 2s. Come on. Cutting it up when it's time.
You know I'm ready. You know I'm ready.
She gonna be good. Come at you.
She gonna shoot way better than that other DJ.
She gonna I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Get on the mic, DJ Destiny.
I'm like, oh, you got it.
Destiny could do that part where it's like, in that back it's getting heavy, like.
After us doing this so many times, that his yo, you have to go. I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to make it, but you have to. One of y'all have to go to the priest from the partner.
Oh, Cool Kid Dre.
Right, y'all gotta go to his video release at Quad Studio. One of y'all gotta do it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. When is it?
It's the September.
I didn't hear it.
I think it's the September. He said we was going back and forth.
He's doing it at Quad?
He said 6 weeks, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent me a message. Well, he said we get right.
Awesome. Sweet. That studio's packed though.
I'll let you know. He sent them message. That song, I told him that song is a hit. September 7th.
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Okay.
Somebody gotta
September
go.
7th?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something to do with this fucking book.
What time? 3 p.m.?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
I love that song. Don't you got that song?
What's that?
Cool Kid. What's it?
Cool Kid Dre?
Cool Kid Dre. You have a song? We gotta talk soon after this.
Who that is, huh? Straight to the point. Sorry for the delay. It won't happen again. Every day that I wait, look myself in the mirror like who's stopping me with different color money in my hands like it's Monopoly. First legit check a young nigga buying some property. Dirty money involved, fucking up the economy. We come from dope runs, crack selling, 3-time felon. So if they get caught, they not telling. I got a chick that speak French, she still shit like the Grinch. I'm black down to her nails, hands straight like a witch. Only difference is my young niggas flying with sticks. Drunk nights, hitting the diner for that cheese fish grits. All them cops that we done dodge on that Queens Van Wick. Sliding through Brooklyn and I'm low, trying to bust these licks. Hustle up, I can sell trade bags for nicks. Camouflage and flick lick, trying to catch this drip. She drunk flirting, somebody better grab that bitch before she end up in the bed, taking massive dick.
Petty?
I have him and Stevie Wonder name on the album. You gotta know what I have.
I'll get you. I'll get you.
That song is dope.
Yeah, I reposted it.
I'll get you all the files.
Yeah, that'll work.
No problem. No, I'll get you. I have files for next week too. I have to get you.
10 seconds.
Shout out to everybody that's on the outside right now, that's tuned in on the internet worldwide. That's where we at. We worldwide across the world. The We Get Hype show on B-Box Radio. Each and every Sunday, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. We have D. We have, what's it?
Deme D?
Deme D. That's what it is. I was going to say DD.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
It is.
We're going to talk to him about that name.
Nice
How did he
name,
come up with that name? You know what I mean? Deme D is in the building. You got DJ Destiny that's on the ones and twos. You have Taj that's in the building. You got Dan in the building. Yours truly, Ozzy is in the building. Last week, made the 1-year anniversary of Taj, Dan, Destiny. Definitely holding it down. It's been a wonderful 1 year.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We always having meetings once. What is it? I think in a month we would have like maybe 2 times, maybe sometimes 3 times a month.
Yeah.
A meeting, conference call.
But
You know what I mean?
we always talking.
Always talking, yeah. Communication is key. I'm very proud of him to be with the team. You know what I'm saying?
We proud to be with you, D.
I remember the time I said, man, freak this. I ain't doing this no more. They was like, nah, you gotta do it.
We had jokes on you with that.
Yeah, they had jokes. You know what I mean? So, and they definitely held it down. I gotta say, give it up for Dan. He never missed a show.
Right.
He never missed a show.
I thought about that today.
Never missed a show. All of us missed a show.
Yep.
Dan never missed a
One
show.
show.
I remember one time I was talking about in the beginning. I remember I was saying, well, in the beginning, I think I was saying, well, I don't think I'm gonna do the show. They said, nah, well, I come in and do it, and and then Taj, he's like, yeah, we'll come in, but y'all held it down. I gotta say, y'all, I'm very happy. The team is awesome.
Yes.
It's great. I mean, everybody works together great. And we always communicate. Communication, I'm telling you, is key.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everybody have their job to do to make it successful. We got a lot more work to do. But anyway, what's going on in the news? First of all, I just want to throw this out here. I know Dan is going to get into some topic. I know Taj. This chicken, Popeye's chicken sandwich.
What the?
We're talking about this really?
Crazy.
Really going to this?
No.
Really going to this?
Like this is the main topic throughout the world. Like it doesn't even matter what's going on with Trump or anything in the world, but this chicken sandwich is one of the most talked about on the internet.
I've been trying to read about Hong Kong, and every time I try to read about Hong Kong or something that's going on in the news right now,
the news is covering up a whole lot of things that's going on.
They always do that. When something happens,
they want to distract you, us Americans,
we
from
know,
the real news.
Well, they sure brought up some chicken.
And
this is the first time that I ever heard that they sold out. No, it's hardly
Wait a minute.
I went to Popeye. I went fishing.
No, so it was because they sold out that.
No, I'm
everybody's so
confused.
upset.
Is it free?
It's not
No,
free.
it's not free. You buy
It's not
it.
free.
But it's just something with the chase. It's Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. Chick-O-Fil-A or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't even eat
Chick-fil-A.
So
I haven't.
it's a battle between them, but it seemed like Popeye has won. It's like the bread, the flavor, the sauce.
The drive-through
You
lines?
know?
Good for Popeyes. I guess.
Quavo. I heard he was selling the chicken sandwiches for $1,000 because they sold out a pop. This is the most advertisement that any. I think this is bigger than. I don't know. Destiny might not remember this, but this might be bigger than. Remember the saying, "Where's the beef?"
Yeah.
I think this is bigger than that.
They just don't have a catchphrase to go with it. That's the
Oh,
problem.
this is big. Popeyes got some free advertisement because everybody's like going crazy over the internet. So I just wanted to know what's the big deal about it. But here's the taste, and it's a long line. Everybody's waiting for this Popeyes chicken.
Well, I hate to bring this up because I don't remember the name of the book. But this one guy, he's an author. He actually went in Popeyes and had try to promote his book, and had one of the workers buy the book. But he posted the chicken sandwich on his page, right? And his book was next to it. He said, "Oh, now I got y'all attention. Now y'all see what I'm doing."
So listen, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. We gotta take Popeye's
chicken sandwich.
I gotta post it next to the person I'm interviewing.
Yes.
We all interviewing. And
all
then all of a sudden it's gonna be Popeye. That's what I should have did. Bought a whole bunch of. I should have bought the sandwich in and see, what the taste is all about it.
Meat, I guess.
For real.
If you don't eat chicken, I don't know. Right now, it's like,
real.
What?
Anything that raised give you high blood pressure,
all you vegans,
clog up your arteries.
Get to Popeyes and get that chicken.
Crazy with it.
So, Dan, so what's going on in Taj? What's going on in the news?
Well, I was, definitely looking at the article. Says Google manipulated the 2016 elections to give Clinton between 2.6 million and 10.4 million votes. So that's a new study by Professor Robert Epstein, and he revealed that Google manipulated both the 2016 and the 2018 election via the search results to sway the perception of the average user. So much so that the votes were given to Clinton due to their interference during the 2016 presidential election. But wait, I thought it was the Russians. What happened?
Yes, Ira, you
what
definitely
happened?
the team.
So that's something to really look at. These big tech companies. I remember back in the day when companies were too large. It was called a monopoly, and they were forced to break up, the companies to smaller companies. And now it's like you have Amazon, do you guys know that Amazon doesn't pay corporate taxes? They don't pay corporate taxes, and I think they also don't pay for shipping. Some deal they have with the U.S. Postal Service is why you guys get such a great deal. But in their mission statement, they were never created to actually make a profit. They were created, it seems, hearsay, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that they have been created to just basically get rid of the mom and pop stores, and I don't know, it could be true. I mean, I implore people
maybe probably along the way, maybe, but they started out as a book, selling books and stuff.
Right.
So,
but
my bit of news this week is not really politics based.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on, Dan?
No, because I've had enough of the King of Israel. So.
Wait, you heard more about the Popeyes chicken? What are you talking about?
I'm done with him.
The King of Israel.
Yeah,
so
he
you
needs
proclaim
to.
Him to be.
No, I don't proclaim. He proclaims himself to be on Twitter.
Something. He is working his butt off for this country. He loves this country. He's working harder than any. Well, I won't say any, but a lot of the past administrations. We have so many policies that are for America. I mean, there and I, just to mention this to everybody. First, the big deal was the Russian collusion, right?
Yeah.
Then the big deal was, racism was.
I mean, that's still a big deal.
Well, it's always a big deal, but in terms of the media, fake news. They push their agendas all the time. The next thing now is the recession that they're pushing that now. I don't know what's going to be next, but
they pushed the recession already.
They're pushing that.
That happened already. That happened in 2008.
No. They're saying that we're due for one.
Probably
a recession. I mean, there's always a correction, and just to say that it is possible. When you listen to a lot of the economists and the news on the economy, it seems like right now we are at war with China in terms of the tariffs and stuff, which is actually beneficial to us because our country has pushed a lot of money
as China pushes Hong Kong over the edge. I have a lot to say, but it's not actually about politics and stuff. I really wanted to switch gears.
So I'm going to wrap it up real quick. I just want everyone to pay attention. Yes, because this is important. I want everybody to pay attention because we are definitely going to have an economic shift. And I just want to put it out there that if you check out gold right now, it is creeping up. Gold used to be manipulated and pushed down in terms of value. So pay attention to what's coming. There's definitely going to be an economic shift because our currency is really losing value. So a recession, maybe in 2-3 years, maybe. But I don't think it's going to happen right now because our dollar is gaining some momentum because of the tariffs. But just keep up with the news in terms of that. But metals, I think everyone should take a look at that and actually add that into their portfolios, their investment portfolios. All right, go ahead, Dan. What you got to say?
Okay, well, yeah, so while that was a bit interesting bit of news, so my whole thing is, this week's been really interesting for the music industry as a whole. Taylor Swift announced this week after having her catalog sold away to somebody who purposefully bought it out of spite, said she was going to re-record all her music. Because that way the copyright that this person now owns is worthless. Now this person purchased this music out of spite. Scooter Braun. He used to be Kanye's representative. He's worked with a lot of people. Obviously that whole thing with Taylor Swift and Kanye happened, and there was that whole,
I remember that.
Yeah. So the whole thing right now is that out of spite, this guy bought her catalog and now was trying to hold it over her head. Now you have to pay me every time your songs get played and whatnot. So having renegotiated a deal and having just put out a new album, she announced that she's going to try and re-record all her old albums, which is going to take a while. And I mean, it's probably going to take a lot of, effort, but, more power to her, because it seems like this sort of thing happens every day in the music industry, like labels and things get sold to bad people or people who have ill will or something like that, just because they have the money to put it up. Just like the Martin Shkreli thing, what we saw with Wu-Tang when he bought the Wu-Tang record.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're seeing like something similar happen there now, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that an artist doesn't own their own work. In terms of the label owns it, or the distributor owns it, or whoever you negotiated owns the masters, and it's hard to get that ownership back sometimes for artists.
Yeah, and that's probably why a lot of artists are going independent.
Well, that is why a lot of artists will say, don't go to a label. We'll endorse that. But it's interesting that somebody so prolific could turn around and be like, fuck you. I'm gonna re-record everything. Mm-hmm. You're gonna buy everything? Like, really? You're gonna be that guy? All right, then I'm gonna re-record everything and make everything you just bought worthless.
Smart though.
It's smart. It's smart good for her.
Yeah.
Because I want to see some other artists do that too, to be honest with you, because I'm tired of people complaining about, so and so bought my master, so and so bought my, has the rights to this. It's a shame. And then
so maybe this will be something that will have other artists move forward and do the same
Well,
thing.
I think it's already has. So, speaking to that, Michael Jackson made a big. Michael Jackson's estate made a big announcement this week also about regarding how much money the estate actually has and all that other, all the financial details they went into. They also went into asking Trump to basically, not pardon, but like, I don't want to say like, so there's a lot of accusations that have been lobbed against Michael Jackson, obviously, in the past year. And now it's starting to come out that they were probably all for money. And the fact of the matter is that while we kind of already knew this, now the documentary that we were talking about is starting to get a lot of attention in terms of like accolades and stuff. It's starting to win awards, and they're very upset about this because Michael Jackson's estate didn't have a chance to really put any word in edgewise. They really didn't. They really tried to keep their mouths shut about certain things because they didn't have all the information at their disposal right then. And they're talking about somebody who's passed.
Right.
So there's a number of issues that comes up with it, but one of the most interesting things that I heard was that Michael Jackson actually owned the rights to Ray Charles's music, to Curtis Mayfield's music, to a bunch of people's music, and they were undervalued and sold back to the labels. So I mean, it shows you that these labels play dirty with everything, Even if you're the king of pop, they don't.
This is back since, I mean, as far back as I know.
But Michael Jackson, you're gonna try and pull a fast one over Michael Jackson? He's not even there. He's not even alive to say anything.
The bottom line is that dollar. That's the bottom line.
So that's sort of what happened with that, and so that's about it with the labels and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted, because we have Deme D in the building.
Yeah.
Deme D.
I wanted to pick his brain a little bit because this week we had a lot of music come out, and I just want to know what albums you're listening to right now.
Well, the thing is, with doing this show, I got to spend a lot of time listening to old music, like researching and brushing up. But I'm caught up with Freddie Gibbs, Bandana, and what's the other one? Benny the Butcher, The Plugs I Met. I see everybody going crazy over Little Brother and Rhapsody. I didn't get to that yet, though. Right now, and the Lost Tapes. I see a lot of bad mouth in the Lost Tapes, but when I got to it, I enjoyed it. So those three are probably the newest albums.
I agree with you on the Lost Tapes. I didn't hate it. I know a lot of Nas fans didn't like it because it was different. It was not what they expected, and it was a lot of like B-sides. You had to go into it knowing that it was a lot of B-sides. Like otherwise, you really can't enjoy the album anyway.
Yeah, so, man, but I can't wait to get this Little Brother and Rhapsody though. I got Twitter going crazy right now.
Yeah, the Rhapsody album is definitely prolific, I wouldn't say. It's definitely like, it's very it stands out amongst her other albums even.
Yeah, I see they saying it's the best work so far.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of quick though. It's only been like 2 days, but that's how
I mean, I'll be honest, she got Game and a bunch of other mixtapes that she came out with were way more fire than this, but they're still good albums. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, this is still a great album. It's just, it seems like more of a marketable album, I want to say.
I could see it's probably, you know how it is when new people get on the wave too.
Yeah.
So I could see it's probably a lot of new people who just heard, because I've only heard like one or two things from her. So it's probably not the main fans speaking right now.
Right.
It's probably like the people
Right.
catching up.
And she did a lot of like reaching with like in terms of her like guest features on this one, I think.
Okay. That always helps.
You know, she got Queen out, Queen Latifah.
I heard she ripped that verse too.
Yeah, and she did. She killed it. And I was like, if somebody got Queen Latifah out of retirement, or not out of retirement, because obviously she's acting all the time, but like to actually, somebody actually got her to do that, which is something I've been wanting to hear for a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a while. I love Queen Latifah.
No doubt. So just to let everybody know, We have Deme D in the building, representing Queens.
Queens,
you know what I mean?
Alice 207, stand up.
Nice.
We have him at. I have to say an artist of hip hop, because he can spit, right? He also have his show that he have on YouTube, so he's definitely doing a lot. So I want to take it to the beginning. First of all, like, how did it all start for you in the hip hop game? Like, what made you even get into this game?
Well, you know, I'm a child of hip hop. Like, I didn't grow up off hip hop, but I grew up with hip hop. So, you know, I knew music before rap was really commercial and popular, but I'm a child of hip hop. I've been listening to rap since I was 7. But my father is actually part of the generation that ushered it, and he was a DJ. Excuse me, even in the 70s. So, you know, in the 70s, DJ wasn't a popular thing. He was doing it because you actually liked it. So he was doing that as young, tried his hand at the rap game himself, pressed up records. And he was like one of the official hip-hop junkies. Like, you know, there's no hip-hop junkies in 82. That's not common. It's not like right now. So, you know, it just passed on to me. He was listening to, like, you know, Run DMC, Kane, Grandmaster, all of, you know, Furious 5, Como D, and then it just passed on to me.
And that was your introduction from that point.
Yeah, I mean, my first, you know, Como D, How You Like Me Now, but, like, it really started, like, I remember the song was My Philosophy, the video, that kind of, like, hypnotized me. And then, you know, my pops man was Kane, though, so I was up from there,
No doubt. So how did you get into, how did you transition into the show? You creating a show?
Well, the show is pretty much like a reflection of the life I've been living all these years, man. We all do it. We spend time debating all day, every day, everyone, all the time, all of them. So, and I just found it as a way to connect more, like the story I just gave you. So that already lets you know I'm ahead of the curve. So when I'm in school, when I was growing up, most people only knew what was on the radio. They're not digging deep. They're not listening to Beat Nuts. They're not listening to Razzcast. So this show allows me to connect with people like me. Excuse me, you know, I'm a little hoarse. That do more than radio music, do more than mainstream, do more than just even the popular underground. So, and just with debating over the years, I see that everybody has a different perspective. You might think everyone think Jay-Z is the greatest, and then you'll meet somebody that think, you know, he's overrated. So it's just a platform to meet and connect and get different perspectives and just talk about this music, man, because it's like the internet wasn't around when I was growing up and when we all were growing up.
Right.
So now you can just reach out to just everybody and everybody join in, and it's great, man. It is.
Right on.
How many shows you have put out so far on YouTube?
I lost the total because it's one episode, but the episodes are broken into 3 segments.
Right.
So
that's true.
I have 24 episodes, so I gave you 24 times 3. I'm at like 60 something right now.
Because you would have a guest on, and then you would break it down, that guest, and it would extend to like 3 shows for that same guest.
Right.
You're just breaking it down.
Just breaking it down. So I mean, if you watch it,
so they're not getting everything at one time, but they're getting it in pieces.
They're getting it, and if you, I guess if you go back, the episode will be like a 30-minute episode where you know chopped into 10, 12 minutes or whatever.
Right. Which is smart, because you know the average person, the attention span
is
very short. When you're watching videos, it go as far as 3 minutes. Like if you put YouTube videos out, they always recommend to have videos like 3 minutes and less. Believe it or not, you know what I mean. But that's good. I mean, what is your opinion on the state of hip hop at this point? Now you see he's smiling, and you can't see it, but he's smiling. We need the truth here. Come on, this ain't no sugarcoating today. This is the wrong show. Let it be known.
Get raw with it.
Educate. This is your opportunity to educate. Come on.
It's just not what I'm used to. I'm not, you know, I'm not that old, but I'm not that young. It's just not what I'm used to. And then I guess it depends on your perspective. Like I've always been a lyric guy. Always been a lyric guy, always. So if you're a beat guy, it doesn't matter to you the climate right now. It doesn't matter that it's not as creative. What's most disappointing, right? It's not even anything in the auto tunes, the singing song flow, the repetitive beats. What's most disappointing is that the hip hop I know, what you got into it because you wanted to express yourself. You wanted to do you, whether it was negative or positive. The guys are buying images now. It's like you just doing whatever's hot, whatever's popular, and I think that's really corny.
Right.
Even if you're not doing lyrics, and if you're doing you, then I can respect that. But it's like, it's excuse the term, but it's monkey see, monkey do.
Right on.
Too many. Before, you had your biters back then. There's always biters.
Right.
But now it's just like no one's ahead of the curve. And then once somebody cracks something new, they on it. And it's, so, I mean, I just think it's stale. That's my overall opinion. It's stale right now. You got your people shining and the people who definitely are carrying the game. And but for the most part, it's like it's stale.
Do you think that has something to do with the production aspect of things, or is it just you think it's like the lyrics have gone downhill, or has the production just become too uniform? Or
the production is absolutely uniform. I'm gonna blame the consumer too, because a lot of this stuff didn't fly before, and you're not paying attention to the work. I was just talking about like some of these nuances that we talk about on the show. People don't pay attention to anymore. You don't pay attention to how they're giving you 3 different flows on a song, or how the song is connecting the whole time. So they're not putting as much into it. So I blame the consumer as well, but the production is definitely uniform, because once one person pops, now everybody's on it. It's been like that, but I want to say, I guess maybe like a guy like Timbaland, right? Okay, yeah, he's the hot guy, but he's not giving you 7 beats that sound the same. He has a sound, of course. Some of it is repetitive, but he gives Fab a beat, Nas a beat, this person a beat. There's some differences in them.
Right.
Now you got a guy like, I'm gonna call you out, DJ Mustard. You giving 7 beats, they sound the same. So.
No, I agree. I agree with that. And it's not as obviously. I think it goes much deeper than just Mustard. I think it's Murder Beats. I think it's Kenny Beats. I think it's all these guys. And it's not a matter of the fact that what they're making isn't good.
Right.
It's just generic.
Very. Someone gave me a good term, and I said I wasn't gonna forget it, and I forgot it, man. They gave me a great term, but yeah, it's just generic, man. It's uninspiring. It's unmotivating.
I think that's what's keeping all the legends, and pretty much, I wouldn't say in the closet, but it's keeping them away from pretty much coming out again. Because you have like Queen Latifah, how she just came out.
Right.
You have your Nas, and all of those people. They're kind of like afraid. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think there are a number of artists that are holding back.
And they're losing their fans based on this new wave.
Right.
And it sucks to me because I'm like, how can I say? I pretty much love the old school, like everything old school, even the '90s rap, hip hop, all of that, R&B, all that stuff. Like that's the wave that I know. And not to say that this new wave sucks, but it kind of like gets a little boring. It's like this is why I don't even listen to the radio. Like it's like I don't listen to the radio behind this, and where is the music? Like, where is the real music? Because I'm like looking for it.
Well, my whole thing is that there's the same 10 hi-hat samples on every beat now, and I get it. Now, having done some production stuff and like worked in that field a little bit, like, and just diving in a little bit, I know that a lot of people want to like go for type beats, and a lot of people want to like go for. It's like it just goes against everything I remember music being.
Is there anyone who you would like to work with? In terms of hip hop artists.
Well, actually, I mean, I've hung it up as far as me making music myself, so I don't really make music anymore. I mean, but at the time, I'm a big Prodigy fan, man, and I had a chance to, and I kind of procrastinated and dropped the ball. I felt like I should wait until I was at a certain point, and then unfortunately passed away. But that would have been my dream collaboration right there, though, with Prodigy of Mobb Deep, in case you don't know.
Right.
Plus, you favor him a little bit. You favor him a little bit.
So what's your focus these days? What do you focus on mainly?
It's mainly the show. The show is everything right now. Like, I'm really, I'm on Twitter heavy. I'm very active on Twitter, really having a lot of conversations, like literally every day. because I noticed one thing, I don't understand how it works all together, Twitter, but what I do know is that the people who are growing and building their brand are on there every day conversating. So, yeah, Hip Hop Talk every day at the Go Get a TV on Twitter. And, you know, you can hit me up, these same type of conversations we having right now. We dig deep. I post a show on there. So, yeah, I'm really just promoting and meeting people and going out and going to networking events and, you know, because I'm going to just say this too. A lot of people on the come up, they say they grinding. They're not really grinding. So when I was out there, I did build a lot of relationships and I did a lot of things like these. And I do have people that are familiar with me. So I'm just out there reestablishing myself, getting my face out there again. And, you know, just building. If you ask me too, is the name of it too.
We got to rewind a little bit because I want to know,
let's do it.
Why are you stopping to get back into the craft, the art of writing music, doing your hip-hop music? Why you stop? Why did you stop?
It's crazy because like I was doing it for a long time, very young, and like I was doing it when you had demos, you know, when you shot your demos. So I was definitely in it when I was like 15, 14. And I was like I said, I was in it and I had a lot of experience and I realized that it was not just rap, that it was a business. And, you know, it's a business. So with that being said, you can imagine all type of things that's going on. So I kind of already swayed from it. I swayed from it a few times. So I wanted to be like a ghostwriter because I felt like, you know, I really was if you do check my resume, you see like I felt like I was a good writer, you know. And then I had a group we call Link Fam. Some of the stuff is up. And I started really much, I brought them together to manage them. So they were supposed to be the artists. So I did my little 1-2 during the time, and then they just, they were good. They were very good, talented. These are my good friends, but I just didn't think they were ready for the hustle. So I ended up just taking the forefront, just going solo and going from there. So, I mean, I got to where I wanted to go, but I just couldn't.
The only reason why I'm saying it because you already decided to create a platform for yourself, so it still comes all together.
It does.
Around circle. But, and I know you agree with that just now. Let's go back to a little bit, you know, working with people. Do you find it's hard to work with people and develop a team?
Very.
Talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
The thing is,
let me hear your opinion.
The thing is, it all depends on where everybody's mindset is, where everybody's drive is. It's all different levels. So what I just mentioned, as far as like I told you, at 15, I'm already doing this. So that means at 15, I already know, gotta be prepared, gotta come to the studio, gotta memorize the lyrics, yada, yada, yada. You start working with somebody else, it might be new to them. So they might show up to the studio whatever time, they might not come ready, they might not have, so you're spending your time trying to catch them up, and that's gonna be frustrating depending on the situation. If people view tardiness differently, that's gonna be a problem. You see, I was here
early, that's right.
That's how I view it.
Right.
Other people, you like, damn, yo, you not here yet?
Right.
They view it as 3 o'clock when somebody say 2:30.
That's true.
So people do it in the mood, and let me know if I start rambling. Cause
Go ahead. Drop it.
People treat hustles like hobbies and say it's not a hobby, saying they're hustling. It's no problem to have a hobby, but you're saying you're hustling and you're treating it like something you want to build. Mm-hmm. So you can't treat it like a hobby. So then you're going to bump heads already right there.
That's right.
So, like with the show, I don't treat it like a hobby, man. I have this, y'all know you got to book your spots, you got to have the time sets, you got to have the slots, you got to be here. I don't wake up one day like, it's not that serious. It's serious to me every day.
Right.
So that plays a big factor.
Right on.
No doubt. I mean, I always say communication is key. I mean, you know,
it is.
Sometimes, you know, not even sometimes, most times, lack of communication really messes up a lot of good situations, you know?
Yeah.
But I gotta say this. I hope that you incorporate your hip hop, bring that back. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got your own platform. You already said to yourself, yo, you know what? Since nobody, you know, really maybe paid attention to what I'm doing, then I'm gonna create my own platform. Because demo tapes, you pretty much given to companies and people to pass on. So if they're not really treating it as such, then of course you decided, you know what, let me do it on my own. And that's how this internet world has created this environment for us as entrepreneurs to do so. And yes, we don't treat it as a hobby. We got to treat it as a business. Right. That's 100% facts. You know what I mean? what about your team? Do you have a team with you that's involved with you with your the show that you have?
Nah, that's the problem. No, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not.
That's part of it. Because I have a network of people I can call for things, but I don't have anyone that is down for the show the way I am.
Right. Okay.
I would love to have that. And you know how the game is. It's wait and see. People is wait and see. So they just waiting and see.
I'm glad you said that. Wait and see. Wait and see.
So now
I'm glad you said
come
that.
knocking on the door when, you know,
now
you're
we
up
see
there.
That's right.
Yeah, we know.
Everything's
Now
rolling.
we see it's
We
consistent.
know.
I see the vibe is different. So I guess once I start getting well-known people on there, the vibe will be different.
It will.
And I guess once I start getting
That's all of
sponsorship,
us. That's all of us.
We go
You know
through it
the game.
every
All of
day.
us.
You know the game.
You know what I mean? And that's anybody that gets into this business.
That's
It's
right.
the same way. And it's a messed up feeling, but it's also a motivation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But you do remember those faces. Like you see how you come in on time. We expect guests that might not have, that don't have that name, to either come on time or show up.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when they don't, but if it was another higher name brand,
Right.
I guarantee you they'd be camped out.
Knocking on the door. Knocking on
They
a locked
here
door at
before
that.
you. You know what I mean? And I know, I'm pretty sure you find that. Have you been going through that with your show? You know, when booking guests? Don't pause. Come on, give it to me, man. Come on, man.
I have to
Come
think 'cause
on,
it's still
man.
fairly new and I got to go through all the guests.
Go ahead.
But I'm going to say this. Like I said, I have been a step, like, people who know me knew me for rapping, doing the music, and for hustling. So that's not a new thing. So when you're dealing with me, you know what time it is. I'm going to say that. For the most part, they've given me that respect because they already know, yo, Deme don't play that shit. Deme know, yo, he expected me on time. Of course, there's been a few that, you know, came late and canceled last minute. There's been a few of that, but I gotta say I'm thankful. Out of maybe I want to say 8 different takes, I haven't had too much. I had one guy didn't even show up, left me hanging, no call, no show.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
And that was like right in the beginning too. That was like my 3rd show.
Now, how long you been doing this show?
It's only been like a year and a half.
Okay.
This was fairly new. I just started it. So yeah, he left me hanging. That one sucked, but I improvised it. And that's what you'll see. If you see out of every show, there's only one show where it's 2 of us. It's usually 3. So we just freaked it with just us 2.
That's okay. So now I know that's a clue. So when I see him, it's only 2 of y'all. I know that's a clue. That's right. Somebody just show
up. You have to
up.
wear all the hats. You have to have all the hats. You know, you have to be prepared for whatever. You have to roll with the punches. You know, and that shows that you have perseverance.
I'm trying, man. I would like a hand, but
right.
I'd rather do it alone.
It'll come.
Instead of working with somebody who's gonna be half-assing.
Exactly.
I agree.
Well said.
Totally.
Well said.
What advice do you have for coming from you? What advice do you have for any young person that's listening to this or going to watch this or the internet? You know, if they wanted to start, you know, their career, what advice that you have to give to them?
I actually get asked that a lot now. It's kind of I don't know the word to use. It's kind of weird, but excuse me. So somebody asked me about starting a YouTube series too about like vinyl. Vinyl's still big. I know it's like not in mainstream, but there's a lot of collectors, whatever. So the only thing I would say is if you're gonna start something, start with realistic objectives, realistic goals, and don't expect your friends to be your main supporters. Ooh. If you're starting something, be ready to grind, hit up new people, step outside your comfort zone, do things that you're not normally doing. Don't think, I'm just going to show it to such and such, and then it's just going to take off. Don't expect no quick rise, and have a game plan. That would be my main advice. Have a game plan.
That's some great advice.
That was I took that advice.
Me too.
I just took it.
Been there for a long time.
So definitely,
what was it that inspired you to start a YouTube show? Like I mean, is it someone that you saw a show and said, "Hey, you know what? I could do that," or you just wanted to express yourself?
I needed. I stopped the music, and unfortunately, it's really in my blood. Like I explained to you how I started, so I just can't shake the feeling I wanted to be a part of some way. I see a lot of people rambling their mouths are not as informed, and I know that probably not as dedicated as I would be. So that was part of it. I just know I felt like people always said my voice, they like my voice, so I felt like that's a tool I could use. I felt like I have some type of personality So I try to figure out something that'll work for me. I'm knowledgeable on the hip hop. The stuff I'm not, I will go back and listen to. So I just felt like, man, like you said, I see people doing it. So I feel like, yeah, I'm in that lane. And I'm gonna shout out Stephen A. Smith, man, because I feel like his personality is carrying him. Not that he's not informed or or worked hard, but I just felt okay, man. And there's nothing like this. There's no debate that's about hip hop music. There's none. Like, we do it all day. There's reviews. There's I like this person. There's this just came out, but there's no one really sitting down debating particular topics. That barbershop talk. Like barbershop talk. Yes. So
that's right.
So that was a great show. That was a big inspiration for it.
There you go.
So definitely give out a shout out to your peoples and the show. Let everybody know where they could contact you, where they can see the show at.
The show is on YouTube. It's only YouTube, so it's not really a podcast. So it's a YouTube show. The channel is The Go Getter TV.
There you go.
DAGOGETA ATV. That's the Twitter. I live on Twitter, so I'm on there. We can have rap talk. You can give me opinions. You can pick my brain. And my Instagram is Deme D, man. That's the full name, and I'm on there as well. You can reach me on those outlets. If You Ask Me is the name of the show, where we talk music and movie culture from the late 80s to the mid 20s.
Nice.
No doubt. And before we get out of here, you gotta go deep into your soul, into your mind and your conscience. You gotta spit something.
Oh man.
It's gonna be an introduction back into the game.
Got that smell right now.
A little something. Come on, man.
A little something.
Give it a shot.
All right, give it a shot. We gotta wheel you back in. Come on. It's all about the We Get Hype show. DJ Destiny, Dan, Taj, yours truly, Oz, Deme D.
Deme. Hold on.
We gonna come back again. Shout out to Roxanne,
Deme.
owner of
Deme D, man.
B-Box Radio. Come on.
I'm what the game been missing, just like Santana. Fly nigga, catchy songs, and I still bend the grammar. Wordplay vicious, confidence sickening. And my damn swag turn your wife into my mistress. Shit talking, weed smoking, yeah, that's Deme, bro. On the scene, spazzing on these niggas, you know how it go. You know where the hook go. Tap the bottle before you crack it. Liquor Cuba niggas know that I'm a sour addict. Kush fiend, Girl Scout roller, OBH type, You rarely catch the kids sober, block life. Got my brain sizzling from paranoia. Never know who out to get you, who gon' run up on you. Boys in blue trying to fill a quota. Stop and frisk. Now all of a sudden you need a damn lawyer. I'm in these streets with all these wild creatures. And where I'm from, niggas will drop your top, and I ain't talking whip features. More like brain fragment leakage. Your mama weeping, cause her offspring off in eternal sleeping. In the city that don't never sleep. Irony wears his heads in many forms. Damn, man, life is deep.
Oh! That's coming from a guy that retired it. Now we unretired him.
That's right.
He's back. We Get Hype.
Will you come back?
That was fire.
He just opened the door. We opened the door for him. That's it. Thanks a lot for everybody that's tuned into the We Get Hype show. We appreciate your support. And just keep it locked on YouTube. Make sure y'all get onto the Facebook page, We Get Hype Squad, and friend us and see all the great stuff in there. Thanks a lot. Deme D!
Holla at me.